Okay. Hi, my name is Dhruv Saigal. I'm a content creator at Dice, and you are watching me on webfair.live. Man, I'm from Delhi, but I've not lived in the city for a very long time. Both my parents are diplomats, so I studied in different parts of the world. Then I came to Pune to do my college, and that's when few things changed. I did mass communication from Symbiosis. I saw few films. I probably read few things. I did few plays. I did some short films, and that maybe did something in my head. And from then on, I just started venturing into whatever plays and short films and writing and acting. Uh, right after that, I came to Bombay second after passing out from college, and I worked with a documentary filmmaker called Jaydeep Verma. We worked on two feature-length documentaries for 3.5 years. First one was called Bavraman. It's on Sudhir Mishra and his filmography, using that as a cultural decline of India. And then was this another film called I'm Offended. It was about stand-up comedy scene in India and our offense-taking abilities. तो वो किया 3.5 साल, फिर 6 महीने का मैंने ब्रेक लिया. And then I met Anirudh, who is Anirudh and Ashwin. Anirudh is both of them are founders. Anirudh is also the head boy of DPS Kuwait when I was there. So when I was in 6th grade, Anirudh was in 12th grade and he was the head boy. So I just messaged him because my brother had told me that Anirudh bhi Bombay mein, he's also trying to do something. तो बात कर ले. So I met them at a CCD and probably they thought that I was interesting and they asked me after 2 days that you want to join us. At that time nothing was created as such. So everything was created by him, Ashwin. Karthik was another senior person, one of the oldest people here. Not in age, but in terms of the joining date. And the four of us would come, we would sit and jam. And I think Anirudh and Ashwin had gone to Cannes or whatever it is called, for a web seminar where they sort of realized the potential or probably experienced the potential of web world, and they came back and we started working on these projects along with everybody else from the team. Yeah, so I came to Bombay to become an actor, but to be honest, I've only done those things which I thought were interesting, even if they're not related to acting. So for 3.5 years, I was working on two documentaries as an associate director, co-editor, and a cameraman and a sound guy. I was doing everything and anything but not acting because I thought the material was interesting. So similarly, even here, because it was a new world and everybody was trying to explore something, I just started doing whatever I was supposed to do. So whether it was writing, whether it was acting, but because the moment was interesting, so I would sort of submit myself to it, and that's how I probably approached everything. No, it was difficult. Yeah, it was very difficult. Half of the time, as a writer, you're battling with what is in front of you and what is inside your brain or inside your mind, and how the two of them are either in the same direction or they're not. And if they're not, then you feel slightly, yeah, I spent 4 months writing this. Why is the wall looking like this? Why is the table like this? So that kind of, it keeps on bothering you. So for me, there were two challenges. One, that I'm acting on this scale up for the first time probably. 20 दिन तो बस acting ही के जा रहे हो. I have not experienced that. The second was that how as a writer you have to switch off, and how as an actor you need to switch on. So those were 2-3 battles, but they were interesting, man. You get to learn a lot. Earlier you would feel the presence of writers more, even if it's permanent roommate or pictures, or whether it's little things. You would feel the presence of the channel obviously, and also the writer. Now, with so much content that is coming on your digital platform, the value or the presence of the writer is getting diminished. It's the persona or the personality of the production house which is taking over it. Now, अगर कोई शो आएगा तो वो लगेगा वो बालाजी टाइप का शो है. अब कोई और शो आएगा, अरे वो इस कंपनी का शो है. But for a very brief amount of time, there was a thing. I mean, fortunately, unfortunately, I was not a part of it. I mean, I would have wished to. But there was a thing that, अरे बिस्सू सर ने लिखा है, So that is exciting. That suddenly a writer for the first time is getting that kind of a pedestal. So that used to happen, and that is not happening as much as now. because so many people are coming up with shows that तुम्हें जो लग रहा है वो लग रहा है कि वो प्रोडक्शन हाउस टाइप का शो है, वो एक राइटर से नहीं निकल रहा. But I just hope that in the future, in the near future, in the coming future, that thing comes back, where you see a show, and before it strikes you, this is like X production house. That should also happen, but you should also figure out, shit, this feels like he's written it or she's written it, you know. Yeah, my inspiration are always personal. So I always write about things that I've experienced, that I want to really experience. I write about people that I've met, places that I've been, and all that. So all my stories are extremely personal. So I can, literally tell you what episode came from which part of my life. I guess because I've lived away from home for a very long time, so my relationships have been very important to me. They've taught me a lot about how one should behave with other people, how one should, figure out a conflict, how one should hope for better relationships. I think my relationships have been a second family to me. So I guess in that sense, the entire show was about just the need to be comfortable in a relationship.